Hey everyone, good afternoon. Good afternoon, everyone. Can you guys give a quick thumbs up if you're able to hear me and see me clearly? Everyone, thank you so much for joining. Great, great, great. I can see a lot of thumbs ups over here. Thank you, guys. Now we are going to begin our session. And again, I want to give a warm welcome to all of you guys joining across different platforms because I'm sure you are feeling energized and ready to make the most out of your weekend, right? We conduct this session to ensure that all of you guys get the understanding of what is happening in data science world, what is happening in tech world, and how anybody who is looking to get into the world of tech, they can tune up themselves to ensure that they are in the right path. Today's session could be point in your career where you can get your questions answered. So this session, I am having certain years of experience. We'll come to that. We have alumni also joining. So you will have your question answered from the people who know this industry, who know this domain. So make sure that you are using the best out of this masterclass. Feel free to utilize the platform. Here you have the Q&A section, you have the chat section. Utilize that, put your question, do the engagement, and try to make the most out of it. So thank you so much for choosing your time to spend with us. It's always inspiring to see so many driven individuals looking to break into the world of data science. It's a field that's not just in demand, but also constantly evolving. We have been doing this, upskilling students, upskilling people for the first job in tech domain. That's what our problem statement is. And here we have seen that this whole field is evolving a lot, right? Just when AI came in picture, a lot of questions were whether AI will replace the jobs or AI, how AI will be integrated in the overall system. All those things we will talk about. We'll have our alumni also joining in. He is right now working as a data scientist or data analyst, so to say, because he has just joined in analytics is. So he will also be joining. So now at the end of it, what we are going to talk about, how we are going to start is going to be very, very interesting for all of you guys. We are going to go here from the opportunity. We will talk about the opportunity. We will talk about how right now this whole data science as a domain, you should understand what's the difference between data analyst versus data scientist. And then after that, what should be the roadmap, how you should be thinking about when you want to start, where do you start it. Now, the role of Alma Beto. So, as I mentioned, we have been working with now almost 1,500 plus hiring partners. We have a lot of students. I personally, I have guided. I'm having the 8 years of experience in data science domain. So, I'll bring those experience as well as guiding students in this field. I'll bring those experience to ensure that all of you guys who have joined, they get the right direction, right understanding at the end of it. And again, throughout this presentation, throughout this session, we will have Jitesh here. Jitesh is here on the call. He will be joining. He will be talking about his journey so that you guys can understand that what it takes to just start thinking about, okay, I want to go into this field to finally get hired. What are different thought process? How do you make yourself that capable enough that you are clearing those interviews? All of those things we should be talking about. So at the end of it, the topic of this session is from confused graduate to data scientist. So that is what is going to be the end outcome, right? Rather being more and more confused, you should be taking a clear direction, understanding about where you should start and how the structured learning looks like and what it takes to finally reach at the end. Great. So before I start talking about the opportunity, I want to I want to highlight, I want to invite here Jitesh on stage, and we will be having a little bit chat, and then we will continue with our discussion. Ashwini, great. I'm really happy to see you guys as well. Manoj, thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining. Hey, Jitesh. Hello. How are you
Hey,
doing?
hi, Alok. I'm good. How are
Great.
you?
I'm doing really good. Thank you so much for joining, and I'm sure it must be your weekend, and you have taken out time to talk to all these students, candidates. They are also aspiring to get into this field,
It's my
right? So
pleasure. It's my pleasure to share my experience so that they can also learn.
great, great, great. So, Jitesh, one thing which I would like to start with is, so as a data science domain, right? You are working as an analyst at Analytics Edge. Now, what is this field currently in company when you have joined? You're working on project. What all different types of project analyst works on, and how anybody who has joined, they should be thinking about this field.
Okay. So first of all, the domain in which I work is based on MMM, which is market mix modeling, in which we use various tools for doing that. And also in our company, what we do, what we get the data from the client
Mhm.
based on their sales data, whatever their KPI is, and according to the market, what is their, what can be their, or like what is their executions, how they have executed well,
Mhm.
how can their sales increase, what are the drawbacks that even though they're executing, suppose in Facebook ad, they are executing too much in Facebook ad,
Yeah.
but the ROI is not generating. So we are suggesting them, okay, so, yeah, instead of investing so much in Facebook, you can choose some other media, which is a newer media, in which
Mhm.
your ROI can be higher. So in that way, we just based on their data, we just recommend them, okay, these are the things that can be done to improve their sales.
Got it. Got it. Very interesting, it seems, because for everyone here, they hear about data science as a domain where they are working on chatbots, they're working on self-driving cars. But at the fundamental level, if you think about each and every process now is being taken as a decision, it is driven by data, right? The decision which you are taking, where I should spend, like for everyone here, ROI is return on investment. So most of candidates who have joined, they know already, but few of them might be from non-business background. So for them, it's return on investment, right? So how much money you are spending on ads, let's say on Facebook, right? In marketing, it's a huge component for any company, because they want to talk about themselves so that everybody who is watching those ads, they will understand and they will come to the platform, right? Marketing is a very big channel, very big department for any company, and investment they do, right? Crores and crores of investment happens, and there in which channel they should do, that's a very uh, kind of intuition based earlier. But now, as in we got more into data science, right? Like Jitis, you are working. People think about, okay, I should spend certain amount in Facebook, certain amount in, let's say, Google, or certain amounts in other platforms, maybe offline media also. Great, great, great. So this is something which I wanted to give to everybody here, that they should understand from a different perspective that data science as a career, data, when you get into this, it's about using the data, and whatever decisioning it has to be made, it should be data driven, right? Now, Jitesh, here, what are those interesting, let's say, when you started this journey, right? When you were thinking about, okay, I want to get into data science field, right? So what motivated you? What actually pushed you? So how did you, kind of thought about that?
Okay. So initially, as after completing my post graduation, I had a couple of years gap as I was preparing for government exam. So I had around 4 to 5 years of gap. So to get back into the technical field, I had to like refresh all the things that I had studied 4 years
Mhm.
earlier, and I had
Mhm.
to get back into the current what the current market demands. So
Mhm.
for that, I got to know that okay, data science is a field that is currently booming up,
Mhm.
and it
Mhm.
includes coding as well as my interest, which is maths. In this, math is very prevalent. So that's why this is one of the field that in that intrigued me so much. So that I thought, okay, at least I should give a try. Whether it's comfortable or not, we'll decide later. But at least I should give a try.
Mhm.
But thankfully, it turned out to be great.
Great, great. Thank you so much, Hitesh. We will come back to that, because I want to take all our students who joined, right? I want to take them through a journey where they understand the opportunity deeper, right? They understand about what all different problem statements data scientists, data analysts they work on. What's the difference between these? And right now, what's the prospect of job? Because again, companies, they are hiring. Companies, it's not like they are not hiring. They want to bring that intelligence in the system. So that is what we will talking about. Again, I'll come back to you, Jitesh, soon, and we will talk about your journey, your any what all tools you have learned. We will get more into that sooner. Yeah. Thank you so much, Jitesh. Thank you. All right, guys. So you had Jitesh, you heard from him about what he is working. So get your thought process starting from there. Think about right now. What Jitesh is working is in a marketing department. He gets the data from the client, from the company, and he tries to figure out, okay, which domain or which platform my marketing spend will give me the maximum return. Because when you spend some amount, you want something as a return. People should come, people should buy your product, etc., etc. That is one of the use case, because I don't want to start with very hyped up things, right? I don't want to start with something which is, of course, data scientists, they are doing it, but there are lots and lots of problem statements here data scientists they work on. And that is what I want to get towards. So you have heard about making self-driving cars a reality. Yes, data scientists or whoever is working in data science as a domain, they work on these things. They work on power AI assistants, assistants, chatbots. They work on those things. They work behind the scene, where they ensure that whatever result is shown to you, that is again very intelligent in a way, right? Now coming this LLM and Gen AI, now people are integrating their LLM in the chatbots. Who is doing that? Data scientists, people working in data science domain. They work on training the LLMs, they work on integrating it. That's the work of data scientists, right? Again, going from these two, self-driving cars, chatbots, we have preventing the financial fraud. Lots and lots of models, machine learning concepts are being applied to ensure that wherever financial fraud is happening, there are some models which automatically detects it. There are billions and billions of transactions happening. I'll give you an experience of myself. I was working almost for 3.5 years for American Express, and there I was working in fraud detection models. I was working on different models where whether your credit, based on your credit, you should be getting credit card or not. There were a lot of different machine learning models, but the most interesting was that fraud detection. So whenever somebody else is doing transaction on your card, automatically it will tell whether this is a normal trend of your transaction, or somebody else has taken it and trying to do the transaction which you generally don't do, right? So it gets flagged, then call goes in, lot of process after that. But those are the things you might have heard about, but again, these are the things also done by data scientists. And again, right now, revolutionizing the healthcare is something where it's a huge scope field, where people are moving towards utilizing the AI, utilizing the power of artificial intelligence into helping out the doctors, into making sure that no diagnoses are going wrong. Because doctors, it takes years for them to get experienced and get themselves comfortable with in their specialty. But AI, again, if you feed in the data which we have for 100 years, and if we talk about the data in a structured way, last 10-15 years of data, you have that, you feed in, AI will be able to diagnose something or the other. And you can see now, right, looking at the chat GPT, looking at the LLM models, different platforms, Gemini, you have chat GPT, these, you can see that how intelligent it has become. You don't have to think a lot, you just ask it, you will see lot of directional thought process it will give you to begin with. It will not give you all the things, but it will give you a thought process to begin with. Now, I want to move from here to certain more things also, so that when you are starting it off, you should know what you will be getting into, what all things in general people in, let's say, e-commerce industry, they work on. So in e-commerce industry, if I come over here, you will see, you will see here the first thing. If you go to Amazon, or if you go to any platform like Flipkart and any other e-commerce platform, they recommend you product, right? They have millions and millions of product to sell from different sellers, but they will recommend you based on your choice, based on your interest, based on your past transactions or past orders you have made, right? That is what is called as personalized product recommendation. That is one of the big things which data scientists or people in data science domain they are working on. Fraud product detection. Similarly, there are products which might be listed over there which are frauds, that is being detected. Who which seller, one person if they bought it and flagged it as a selling over there, whether the specification is AI, it was a fraud product. Immediately immediately it will get flagged. As we already discussed, image and voice recognition, that is also one of the very big advancements happening That is one of the very big advancements happening in the field of e-commerce, because they want the inclusion of people, right? They want more and more people from tier 2, tier 3 cities who are not comfortable in writing. They will be able to speak or upload the image or click the image, and immediately they can get the recommendation to buy things, right? Because it's always the agenda of e-commerce to make things easier and easier, right? Otherwise there is no convenience. If you have to go earlier, like it used to happen, you used to go outside in offline setup, and then you used to buy from offline store. Here, if you are coming online, you need that convenience easily, whether I can do it or not. Now think from tier 2, tier 3 cities. If they want their inclusion also, they have integrated this image and voice recognition. Based on that, which product that person is asking for, it is being recognized from there. So this is again very big thing people are working on, right? Now it is not just limited to that. There is a team of marketing there. This market mix models, like Jitesh was mentioning, that is being worked on. Which campaign should be run, right? What is the outcome of campaigns? All those things are being done in e-commerce industry as projects, right? Projects over here. When we move to OTT platforms, you have heard about it: Netflix, Prime, Disney, Hotstar, like that. You have tens of them, right? So here, what all important things are there? What content should be recommended? Right now there is a product recommendation. Here you have content recommendation. Auto generated thumbnails. Now on Netflix and in most of the platforms, they have auto generated thumbnails, so that based on your interest, if you see that thumbnail, it will be highly likely that you are going to click on that movie, and when you start it off, you generally get engaged after some time. Subtitle generation was very big pain point for these companies, right? They wanted that for different countries, if they want to launch certain movies or TV shows, at least they should have a subtitle which they can relate to. And a lot of people in India, they watch a lot of I would say animes where Japanese, it's in Japanese, and people, they watch it in English as subtitle. Earlier, if one person, see, not just one person, team of person, they used to watch it and write it and then upload it. But with AI, it has become very easy. It will give you the subtitle, it will give you list of subtitles over there. You just have to go and edit and see if there is any update needed, right? So at the end of it, here also, who is working on these things in the backend? Data science team, right? Somebody who is in data science domain, they are going to work on these, right? Now when we go to the next, food tech, again, restaurant recommendation, personalized discounts. You will see that lot of times what you are getting as coupon or what you are getting as discount is very different from your friends, right? How that is being decided? There is some model running now. It's not just the if else condition. It's not just that. There is an intelligent system that is running in background, right? And how all these things work, right? If I go to fintech, already talked about fraud detection, GenAI based algorithmic trading, how these things work, how you do all these analysis. So data science as a domain, the first word itself, data, if I talk about, that's the core of everything. So if I give you a simple understanding how to imagine this field of data science, you will get certain information as data, right? And you will try to make sense out of it. Let's say you have got the data of anybody, let's say like me, right? I have ordered from 100 restaurants in last 1 year, right? 100 different restaurants, just giving an example over here. So out of those 100 restaurant, what time I have done it, what was my preference, what's my mood, based on that, what search I am doing, it will recommend me some restaurants that might be among those 100 restaurant itself. But what should be shown on top 5, top 10, that will have a intelligent system that will work on. So every project in data science, it begins with data, right? Either there will be a data collection, data some survey or something or the other, but you need the data, and then you are going to work on your problem statement to ensure that you are driving the insights out of it. Okay. All right. So now, this is what we have seen as why right now, you can now imagine, right, looking at these problem statements, how important it has become. It brings in efficiency in the system, not just efficiency, rather now the decisioning that has been made by any company, that is being driven by data. They know their customers better. They know their overall system better, right? What is working, what is not working, and accordingly they try to make the next move. And that is where all the companies, they realize the potential of this whole field. They want to get into this field, and they want to have somebody who is looking at data and giving them insights, right? So with now AI coming in picture in past 2 3 years, with data science, it's all about automation with intelligence. If I talk about 5 6 7 years back, it was mostly about automation, that every company, they wanted to have automation in place. Of course, automation is there, and when I say automation, it's like creating website, creating apps for delivery guys, creating apps for restaurants, bringing in more efficiency with automation. There is no human who is logging the information or communicating the information. It's happening through app, through notification, through email, so that it becomes easy, not so much of manual. But now the next layer which company is moving towards is intelligence. That automation will be there, but there will be some intelligence coming in. So somebody earlier also kind of figuring out which seller was fraud, if any product is fraud, but that was manual. But now the intelligence system has come in place, which will look at based on the past data and try to figure out that what is the probability of this particular product being fake. It will give you the percentage, and somebody then next level of human intervention can happen, where they don't have to look for everything, rather only for the red flags. So that is what has come in the industry, and that is where it will go, right? It will go more towards where you are bringing the intelligence in the system, and you are driving the insights through the data to ensure that company makes a data driven decision. So over the years, we have seen increased IT jobs. Now you might be seeing, for when you go and search outside, it becomes difficult. The whole reason is now the scope of job has changed. Now earlier, if you look at, it was just Python, SQL. If any one of the language you know, you will get hired. But now it is much more beyond that. You need to understand how do you integrate prompt engineering or Gen AI over here. How do you create AI system, let's say no code also? That is also one side of it which you should understand. How do you create the dashboards? What type of, how comfortable you are with, let's say, writing complex SQL queries? All those things now level has gone little bit beyond. Now that level, how do you make yourself capable of? There are jobs which are present over there, right? So there is an increase in IT jobs, but the JD job description and the way interviews are happening, that has changed a bit, going more towards understanding, quick execution, understanding, going more deeper. Now requirement has become broader, and that is what you have to prepare yourself if you want to get into this field, right? Now here, automation of repetitive roles. So the repetitive roles where human were involved, that will trim down, but then again it's going to be transformed into different role altogether, where people who are, let's say, in data entry, they are flagging wherever there are issues, or they are going more towards engineering side, where they are writing the code. Not just, if you are here and not upskilling yourself, it becomes difficult. There is an automation in repetitive roles, and that is going to happen. But at the same rate, there is other side where roles are beginning to open up. There are a lot of MIS executive, lot of data entry I have seen, or sub customer support, they get into MIS executive because they are comfortable with dealing with systems and ensuring the overall checks and balances in the system. So that is what people are doing. They are making themselves skilled enough so that they are relevant in the industry, they are coping up with the changes, and that is why this reskilling has become very much critical, right? There is a growth to it, but when you are get into this field, you have to be mindful that it takes time. It's a field which is going to be high paying, high reward, but at the end of it, you need to spend time, you need to understand the nuances, because just by going the basics, it has become now futile, because companies, their expectation is different. Their expectation is more towards the functional stuff of how do you integrate, deploy, or create dashboards, or do meaningful things over there. Like, can you derive the insights from a data? That is what is checked more than just a coding part. Okay. So this is what I wanted to mention, that there is a scope, there is a lot of scope over there in the market, but all you have to do is make yourself available, make yourself, uh, you know, doing all these in the right manner. Okay. All right. So next, I want to talk about certain things which most of you here might be comfortable, you know the difference already, But yeah, I always talk about this in these type of sessions, which is open for all, where people can understand the difference between terminologies, right? If you are looking at data scientist, data analyst, and people generally go by name that, okay, say scientist looks cool and I will be doing lot of stuff over there, but analyst is just a basic. That is not the case, and that is what you guys have to, that is where you have to understand things, right? So data analyst, data scientist, wherever you see analyst as a term, ML engineer, AI engineer, where machine learning, artificial intelligence, all these comes under the domain of data science. Okay. So under data science, if you want to differentiate the roles, you have data analyst and one side is data scientist. Okay. So if I talk about data analyst and data scientist, if I had to differentiate these two to understand it very clearly, data analyst, they work on the diagnostic analysis. Now there are two types of analysis. In fact, there are three. We will leave third out of this, but we will talk about the top two, which are most important: diagnostic analysis and predictive analysis. So diagnostic analysis is nothing but you understand from the past data what happened today. Okay. Diagnostic is nothing but, imagine that somebody goes to a doctor and doctor tells them, okay, you do this blood test, you do this some other 10 different tests, so that doctor can understand what's wrong with that person, where is the issue. Like that in company, if I talk about, it's going to be as simple as, if you can understand, right? Let's say this year revenue has gone down, right? Or profit has gone down. So what might be the reason for that? Company wants to understand. So you as an analyst, you diagnose, right? You get into it, you see whatever data you have present, whatever data you have present publicly, you use all those, and you try to figure out, okay, this was the reason, and then I'm going to present to the stakeholders, CEOs, okay, this was the reason, now look forward to it, so that next year we will be able to balance. Okay. So data analysts, they work on the data to ensure, to understand that what is the diagnosis of the problem statement, why my revenue went down, why my marketing, even if I am increasing the budget over there, my revenue is not coming up. These kind of problem statement comes up for these guys, and they want to take or analyze the situation based on the past data. So examines the past data to understand the root causes of the event, behavior, or outcomes. Now here, most of the people who are going to be in this field, they will start their journey. So if you want to be in data science domain, most of you will start your journey from here, because no matter what you do, even after 5, 6, 7, 8 years of experience, you need to have that knack of diagnosis. You know that whenever you have a data, how to look at it, how to break it down, how to derive the insights, and how to get to the final answer, that why this happened, what was the reason. Okay. So you start your journey from here. Now inside data analyst, if I talk about, there are domains like marketing analyst, risk analyst, business analyst. Now if I talk about, let's say, marketing analyst, so here the marketing analyst, what Jitesh has mentioned, that is what marketing analysts they do. Now in lot of companies, it's going to be the blanket term or the designation of data analyst, but in few companies you will see that they specifically hire market analyst, which people, where people will work on marketing data, sales data, and try to figure out platforms where budget should be allocated. Same goes to risk analyst. They work with finance team, they work with let's say fraud detection, etc., etc. So when you work with certain team, then sometimes that designation accordingly given to you. When you work with marketing team, you become marketing analyst. When you work with business team, let's say you work with CEOs, you work with business development, sales team, you are a business analyst. Sometimes when you're working with a client, then you are the face of the company to interact with the client. That person also called as a business analyst, because they know how to interact, understand their requirement, break it down, talk to tech team, and then devise a plan. All those things being done by business analyst, right? So here again, if you're thinking that, okay, this is something where tech is not involved, there is always tech involved. What tools you are using, how you are analyzing things, how you are thinking about business, let's say where, in which market company should tap in next, all those analysis, who is going to do that? Business analyst. Next is product analyst. Now when we go to product analytics, you will think as somebody who is working with product team. So I have worked with product team for almost 2.5 years in Blackbuck, my next company, and their whole role was, they have a app, they have a product, they have a website also, where people are clicking, what product features are working, how to decide, let's say, where should what page flow should be. So whenever you go to app, you will see some apps are easy to use, some apps are difficult. Now from difficult to easy, that journey is made possible by product team, product managers, along with the analyst working with them. They see where the major drop is happening. After adding to cart, if your next page is not good enough, you might cancel it and go out of, right? So product managers, they look at those data and then they work with analysts to understand where drop is, where the maximum, what can be the potential reasons, and then they, after that, they change the feature, UI, UX of the app, right? That's what product analysts they do. So here, initially, Python, SQL, dashboarding tools. So you should know Python. Now it's not just Python, right? Now Python with, how do you get the insights? How do you use pandas? How do you use matplotlib, seaborn? Are you able to get the insights of the data? That is being, that is something which you have to learn in Python, along with the of course basic coding. But Python in itself is a very big domain, very big tool altogether. There is a part of data analysis. That is what you have to make yourself comfortable with, and where you have certain packages which you need to make yourself comfortable, let's say pandas and etc, numpy. These are the packages, these are the libraries which you need to make yourself comfortable. Now when it goes to SQL, now SQL is not just about writing a query select. You should understand the behind the scenes also. Now companies are asking for ETL, right? ETL is nothing but how do you interact with data warehouse, how do you get the data from cloud, do you know the understanding of schema? That is where now company has moved towards, right? So Python, SQL. And then when we talk about dashboarding tools, here generally it's more about Power BI. So Power BI or Tableau, these two are the dashboarding tools, business intelligence tools, where you can create the charts, where you can do the analysis like in minutes, right? But it does not mean that it will take you just 1 minute to create it. But here it's a very in-depth tool. Power BI in itself, people are working for years and years to master it, to make really good dashboards, meaningful dashboards. It's more than the beautification, it's more towards the meaningful of them, of that particular dashboard, who is using it, if numbers make sense or not. Lot of things goes here, right? And then last part is statistics. So when you do the diagnostic, there's always a statistics part that will be attached, right? When I talk about statistics, it's, there are different terms over there. Hypothesis testing, which you do, A/B testing is something which you do, right? So all those things, again, those are the topics which you need to know in the statistics. You don't need to go to PhD level of statistics, because in statistics people do PhD. So that's not the level which will be expected from you. But there are certain set of things which you need to go. I will talk about those specific also. But just understand that these four things, if you are comfortable, you are ready for data analyst. Plus you have Gen AI and all, of course, that should be there. But these are the tools and core understanding what companies are looking for. So I talked about diagnostic analysis, what data analysts do. Now we will go to data scientist as a what we know, right? What we know, what designation we have seen, where you have heard about the machine learning, etc., etc. So here, when you go from diagnostic to understanding, okay, this year, based on these features, or they based on these reasons, uh, your revenue went down. Can you predict for next year? What do you think the next year my revenue would be? When you go towards prediction, when you go towards understanding the future, and lot of places you will see that, right? They do the demand prediction. Okay, next year what is going to be the demand? Based on that, this year I'm going to put my supply accordingly, right? Because you need to know that when what demand is, then only you can do the right way of managing the inventory. That is the very big use case of this predictive analytics. So here, when you start from diagnostic, what happened, why happened, then next time, what is the probability of this happening? What is the revenue in the next year? What dip can happen in the next year based on different features? That is when you get into predictive side, right? So there, you sometimes you will start as a fresher also. You have a team of, let's say, 5 6, and you are a part of it. You will learn over there. But in general, here experience is required. You need to first understand the diagnosis, then you get into the predictive side of it. Okay, so that is what the journey of this whole thing is going to be. You get more towards what is going to happen in next month, next year, or whether this transaction is fraud or not. You are predicting over there, right? Based on your machine learning model. So this is where you get more towards machine learning. Machine learning, what it does, it takes the data and tries to understand the pattern. Okay, okay, if this year it was 10, then 20, then 30, we know that next year it's going to be 40. So that is what the pattern which we have identified. Next year, if this is what the pattern is, next year it should be 40, right? So that understanding machine learning can do with a lot of different features in place. The 100 different factors are there, whether it is weekends or holiday or what type of product you are selling, it can tell you what is going to be your demand in the next year, right? So in predictive analysis part, you have ML engineer, AI engineer working over there. So when you go more towards data science with more years of experience, you start using machine learning, you start using AI as AI in the systems, right? So you go more towards data scientist as workings here. What you need to learn further: ML modeling, how you model a machine learning model, what do you do to make it intelligent, and then how do you use deep learning and going more towards natural language processing, LLMs, etc., etc. That's like over the years you're going to work on to make yourself better and better and gaining those experience, right? So this is what the difference between data analyst and data scientist is. So if next time whenever you hear about these things, don't get confused. It's always about diagnosis and predictive analysis. Diagnosis, you're not dealing with machine learning over here, just that you're understanding from the data what happened, why happened, and that's an art. Okay, diagnostic analysis for any analyst is an art. You need to understand how to derive the insight, break down the data, get into cleaning side of it, etc., etc. And with experience, when you go more towards predictive machine learning, AI will come in picture, you will become data scientist for it. But it does not mean that it's very clearly segregated in terms of designation which you get from company can give you any designation, and they will expect you to work either of these. It's something which can happen, but you know it prior that whether my designation, whatever my designation is, you might work on machine learning also and diagnosis. That is how it happens. But in general, if you need to start your journey, you should be thinking first, how do I do the diagnosis, and then how I move to predictive. That storyline should be clear in your mind. Now, going to the next part, which I in general get from a lot of people over here, that what is the scope of non-tech background in data science? Now, here, one thing which we have seen, and over the years, it's always there when we talk to hiring partners also, when hirings are done through us, when we share the profiles, provide opportunity to students, then in that case, skill is something which we always put forward to, right? So companies right now, the only issue is when you, let's say, go and apply, sometimes it happens for companies that they get lot of resumes. In fact, they get lot of resumes, it takes them time to filter it out, right? But at the end of it, if you have skills, if you have skill which has relevant project, you will get noticed, you will see that companies are coming to you, right? Because if they have lot of, they might filter out on graduate, some experience, etc., etc. But if you have the right experience, that will click in, and that we have seen, because we always tell our companies that do one test or do certain assessments over there, give case study to our students so that they can clear it. So it's all about, you keep on applying, you will see that company will are not companies are not adamant on getting just this computer science, but rather they are focusing on these skills which you should be working on. And then of course there are companies who are adamant on some stream or colleges, and then there are some regional language or English language requirement very specifically they have, based on, let's say, they are working with client of US or something in very regional client, then accordingly they would have the requirement. But majority of the requirement which you see, their companies were very much open towards getting somebody who has relevant skill. Okay. Now, one more thing which I want to talk about from here, that data science as a field, some like in my earlier sessions also, student they ask that I want to be in this field, but is it necessary to get lot of technicalities in there? I have to understand over the years machine learning and all. I want to be in data science field where I want to focus on the business aspect of it, right? Where I want to be more towards diagnostic, and I want to make my journey over there. So you will see that after 3 4 5 years there is a journey of people. When somebody is from non-tech, they can take either of three as an option. but mostly preferred by non-IT, non-tech people that go into product management side, more business oriented side, but more into, let's say, marketing analyst, senior marketing analyst, like that they also kind of prefer. Product manager is something what non-tech people in data science field initially of experience they look forward to their career. Then they have, if you have the knack of technicalities, if you want to get into that, then you can become MLOps engineer, understand about cloud, understand about deployment, understand more about the data engineering side of it on AWS, how your all the machines and everything is configured, that goes in the technical side. And of course one uh, segment is always there who are kind of inclined towards the research, going towards the AI researcher, PhD aspirant kind of level, right? But mostly if I talk about the trajectory, it's not necessary that it's hard coded. If you have started in the field of data science, you have to go in the technical only and there are no other scope. No, analyst, they go in business domain also, they make their way in business domain and grow over there as product manager, senior analyst, like that. And also you have ML engineer, ML ops engineer. So this is something which people are generally very much confused. Later they think about, okay, I don't like coding too much, but I really love the insights part, I really love the other part of it of data science. So make your career over there and you will see your growth. So now this is where I want to talk about the scope for non-tech background also, right? And here I will just give a brief understanding about how your journey looks like, right? So it starts from, let's say, your entry level analyst or scientist, but you will work on diagnostic itself, right? It will range from 5 to 10. It's an average. It will go, some cases it is 4, 4.5 also, but it's something where you started. Market has kind of restructured its own offering, right? Market, they give the opportunity to fresher, but then again it's not something like 3 4 years back. The whole market has been restructured, or whole market has uh, ensured that their threshold is accordingly what they can provide, right? Because earlier lot of firing happened just because of this, that they hired people at very high range. Now every fresher has their own contribution to make, and accordingly CTCs are mentioned. But as an you go more towards mid-level, 3 to 5 years of experience, that is where your jump will start coming in. After first second job, you will see your jump will start coming in when you have the experience. So initial part is always tough. Initial part is always tough to get into this industry, but as an you go inside this, you will see with years of experience your salary will go up, you yourself will see that, right? As an you go more towards lead, 5 years, 10 years plus years of experience, then you have the sky as a limit, right? You get more towards VP engineer, VP analyst, or you go more towards AI engineering. That is all in you, but it goes more from 25, 50, 60. So that is what it becomes when you go from 5, 6, 7 years plus, right? So it's a journey which you are going to go towards, right? It's not like that right now itself I'm going to get a lot. It's always going to be start of a career where you see your growth, and this is something which is going to happen. This is for sure going to be there in the industry where AI and these kind of things are integrated and people are working over there to make the system intelligent. Okay, now before I go to roadmap, one thing which I want to tell you over here is that here, in case of data science as a career, right? In case of data science as a career, if you look at the aspect of what it requires to become one, right? You need to understand that it's not just about coding. A lot of people like Ashish is saying, I'm from BCom, can I go with this course? Now, all these things, first you have to understand about one single very important part, right? That data science as a field is more logical than code driven or tool driven. Python, SQL, these are the tools. Now you should know the tools, you should know how to use the hammer, then only you can do further things. But then again, hammer just cannot make a sculpture for you, right? Hammer cannot make some art for you, right? So you should know how to use it better. That is where you have to think from. If you are kind of starting it today, that is where you have to think about it. Okay, I'm going to learn tool, I'm going to learn SQL, but how do I utilize it? That's this. very, very important thing. And that is where Alma Better we try to incorporate in our curriculum. Whoever is going through it, you will see at every place you will have certain things. How do you apply? Why this is what you are learning? All those things are incorporated, because it's more than, data science is not just about you learn five different tools. It's more about how do you use it for the application. Okay. All right. So next part, let's talk about the roadmap. There are four different things which you should do, right? If you are thinking to start, the first thing would be, it's not just about learning, but there are four different things. First is master what truly matters. I will go more deeper into this, but just understand the broader categorization. Master what truly matters. Like, you should start with Python, then you should learn SQL. So when you go to Python, there are certain topics. So I will talk about that. To say, if you go to Alma Better website that is available over there, you have the topics present, that where do we start, right? Let's say if I am going to show you over here this link, master's program in computer science, data science and AI. If you focus on foundation track, this is where people they start your journey, right? This is where they build their foundation. So the first part is introduction to computer programming, right? First part is introduction to computer programming, where you have certain topics which you need to look at. Like in Python, you don't need to learn all the things. You don't need to learn everything over here. There is a certain limit to things, right? And that is what you see over here in all the topics, right? You have operators, statements, how do you write if else, for loop, all these things are there. To a certain level, you need to know these things to build your foundation. Then you go to numerical programming in Python, right? Which is nothing but your Matplotlib, Seaborn, Pandas. How do you use those to ensure that your visualization or your analysis is coming out? Into this numerical programming is in Python is nothing but how do you do exploratory data analysis using Python. That is what is covered in 1 month. Okay. Then after that, once you have covered these two, right? Just look at these topics, go to Almameter website, choose any data science program and go to its curriculum. You will see the topics also over there. That is how you should be starting this, right? Where you cover these two to ensure that Python for data science, you have covered it. Then you go to relational databases, which is nothing but how do you manage SQL, right? How do you write complex queries, window functions you need to learn, string functions you need to learn, etc., etc. All these things are there, which you can look at from these topics to go through. Once you have covered these, right, you have the fundamental understanding strong. You know Python, and around that, how do you write a code? You know SQL, how do you deal with databases? Database is nothing but where your data is present in form of tables. Then you go more towards data visualization, right? You learn Power BI, you learn Tableau also. So in our curriculum, we have both, but when you are starting it off, you can have only one Power BI. That is good enough to start with. And then you need to know further than this, let's say dashboarding with business KPIs. So Jitesh also mentioned about KPI, if you remember, that is nothing but key performance indicators, right? So for any company, there are few key performance indicators. Like for e-commerce, the key performance will be starting from how percentage of return, right? You might be thinking revenue and all, but for them there is one key performance indicator for the quality of product will be percentage of return. So that is their key performance indicator. What number they should be tracking so that they can make systems better and better. Then we go more into applied business. Here you will have statistics and how do you use statistics in the system, in the analysis. And lastly, you have machine learning. Now machine learning, it totally depends. Once you go from 1 to 5, you are more or less ready for data analyst, but you should again understand what machine learning is. And for us, this machine learning module, it starts from the basic and it goes till the how do you use computer vision, NLP, natural language processing, how do you deal with text, how do you deploy using Flask, etc., etc. All those things we have incorporated in our new curriculum now. Okay, so this is what will help you build the foundation. It will take you 6 to 8 months. It's not going to happen in 1 month. If somebody is telling that within 1 month you will become a job ready person, it's not going to happen, right? You will keep on applying, you will keep on working on things and expecting that 1 month mein ho jayega. It does not happen like that. You need at least 6 to 8 months to cover this whole topic so that you are confident to go forward. You are confident to face the interviewer. You know certain things which is required for the company, right? Which is required for the industry. Then only they will pay you some amount. Then you have specialization track, specific to masters, if you go ahead, if you have certain years of experience, if you have if you want to take this whole data science more seriously, you should opt for masters in computer science, where you have further understanding which will help you with career progression. Distributed machine learning, big data, etc., etc., these are not required as a fresher, but when you want to switch, when you want to further progress in your career, these are the things which will help you. These are the things which are nothing but your machine learning engineering, AI engineering. You have here distributed as big data engineer. So these are the roles which you unlock when you complete these specialization track. And industry immersion track is nothing but master thesis project. So what I have tried to mention to you guys, that you can go over here, you can look at the topics, and that will give you a very good direction how and where should I start. Now when you go to this platform, when you look at it, you have the free resources as well. You can go over here, click on articles, you can see we have Python, we have different things which you can start with. Start with Python, start from those topics which I have mentioned, and you will see that within certain months you will become comfortable, and as a new progress you will have more and more understanding. Like this, if I talk about this platform, if you guys have explored, this is something which we give to our students, where they look at all these lessons. If you are going to look at more into the depth of it, you can come to this platform, although it's not going to be open everything, but you will able to know the topics as well, right? It's not just blanket learn Python in 1 month. You go through these topics and you will understand that how in depth you have to go. Like we have these ebooks also. Like if you, I believe somebody was asking in the chat, so just I want to ensure that what these ebooks are. These ebooks are nothing but supplementary to your learning, where you learn about so just I'll give you here, like interview simulation. It has one very good thing, which is going to be how do you apply any problem statement, and then how in interview you will be asked question, right? How in interview you will be breaking it down, right? So let's say somebody is asking you about the ever project, how do you answer those, right? These are the simulation. It's going to give you a very good understanding, because our course is very much focused towards how do we ensure that when you are completing this, you are becoming more and more uh, industry relevant, right? So you should know interview part also, you should know the application and project also. So this is what your ebook does. It adds up to your learning, what you have learned over here. Once you have learned it, it will help you with quick revision, as well as it will help you with further to your understanding to how do you explain your project, or how do you talk about certain tech things during your interview. Okay. All right, so this is what I wanted to talk about, where I was mentioning over master what truly matters. Now, there are certain things which you have to keep it in mind. There should be projects which you should work on, right? So you, when you go to the grow dashboard, this particular dashboard, when you will go over there, I will share these links in the chat, so that anybody who is going to look at it, right, anybody who is going to look at it can go through this, they will understand. I'll also share the link for Alma Better website also, which I was referring earlier, masters. These two links, right, these two links you have to go through it. Okay. All right, so next is, I was talking about the projects, right? So you should know how to work on projects by applying these skills, right? Whatever you have learned, you should know that. And that is why you have, let's say, certain projects. You can take the inspiration from here, and you can see that, okay, how do I do the analytics one, right? So if I go to any analytics numerical programming in Python, how do we do Amazon Prime TV shows and movies recommendation, because some analysis that which TV, which genre is working, which genre is not working, etc., etc. Fraud analysis, performance analysis for logistics, etc., etc. You can see these type of projects, which gives you a direction or thought process that what some how something can be applied. Okay. Now, next is get interview ready. Now, it's not just about learning this, there is one more layer to it, where you should know resume building. Then you have mock interviews in place. After that, you need to understand that whenever you are applying for job, right? When you are ready with, let's say, resume building, mock interview, company specific prep, all those things when you have done, you are going to go to more cracking the job search game. You have to apply on LinkedIn. You have to apply on daily at least 40 to 50 jobs. It's something which might sound very ridiculous, might sound very time taking, but it's actually very easy. After a certain time, 1 2 hours if you spend, in fact 3 hours if you spend to it, you will see the result in 2 months, right? 1 or 2 months it takes, but you will see the results. You start your journey when you get into that game. So apply, like there are smart strategies which we cover in our curriculum, but this session we will just talk about the overall, how do you take it forward, what all things you should be keeping in mind, what all things you should be searching over here, right? So how do you leverage LinkedIn to apply for jobs and get the conversion? That is very very important at the end. You keep on sending connection, keep on sharing over there, asking for the referral. That's how it works. You see any company, you go and search that company mein who all are working, you send them request, and then after that interact with them and ask for referral with a very requesting message. So that's how it works. First, work on these skills. Second, with that skills, try to showcase through a project. Third, make yourself comfortable with interview. And fourth, start applying for jobs over LinkedIn. Send people connection request. People, they say that I have not gotten job, and if you look at the LinkedIn, the effort which they have made, that is very minuscule, because right now it's all about that you ensure that you send request, you ask people for referral, and keep on applying for jobs. Okay. Now, if I break down overall steps for starting the journey, uh, as I mentioned, discover the landscape. We have talked about this, understanding DS roles over here. Then you learn industry relevant skills, right? Python, SQL, ML, statistics, Gen AI, business problem solving, all these. Then after that, you have building the real project. These are the steps. Create a standout resume. Now, role specific, ATS friendly, impact focus here. We use one of the platform. This also I'm going to share over here. This platform you can use. This is our own resume builder, where we have ensured that whatever the format it comes out, it's going to be readable by any ATS provided by companies, right? That is what is ensured over here. What I'm going to do is I'll just put this link, and you guys can explore if you want to take it for a. All right. So this is what I was talking about, the platform which you can use. Next is optimizing the LinkedIn and GitHub, practice interview ready, preparation which you have to do, master the job search. So whatever we talked about in four different parts, I just wanted to show you that here, this is what you need to take. Start with this, understand what this landscape is, then start learning things, right? You have the platform where you can go and see all the topics. After that, work on the project. Like for us, we have designed in a manner where every module has a project ebook which you have seen, which helps you with the final thing, right? Create a standout resume. Again, the platform which I have shown you, you can use that. That is again free over there. You can use it. So there you can choose any topic. You will see the guidelines and everything over there. You will be able to use it easily. Then LinkedIn, interview ready prep, mock interviews, business communication, etc., etc. And then you can lastly start searching for the job. Now, this is what we have understood. It might look very straightforward in terms of execution, but for Alma Better it is much more beyond that, right? So we have a program Alma X, where people who are comfortable with getting the job on their own, maybe they want to switch their in their own company, they have the referral and etc etc, they go by themselves. But if you want to go through by Alma Better, there is a program Almax, right, which is pay after placement program. So that is where we kind of focus on ensuring that you build your confidence, you get the opportunity to ensure that you have the right skill for that particular company so that you can convert. So that is where Alma Better specializes in, right? If I talk about in last 3 to 4 years, that is what we have built: the network of hiring partners, network of companies, a system, people who are there to support and help students out at each and every place, right? Now, I am going to invite Jitesh again. Let's have a discussion on how he designed his journey, right? How he started his journey. Because earlier we understood about his work, understood about data science as a career, how he has looked at it. Now let's hear from him and try to understand that what was his thought process and how did he design everything over here. Hey Jitesh, welcome back on stage.
Hey,
Hello,
I
hello,
am.
hello.
Yeah, so if I say regarding Alma Mater, yes, it has really helped me that I knew the basics, I knew everything, but it helped me to implement that into an industrial level projects. Like they have been like I have done at least 3 to 4 capstone projects in Alma Mater, where I got to know that okay, whatever I have learned, how can I implement? What does the like industry needs? So I still remember that in the interview I used to flaunt that I have done this Netflix TV shows and movie clustering project in which I used to give recommendations. So I was very happy when I used to tell the interview that I have done this project. So that confidence was given because of Alma Mater only. So, and
Got
also
it, got it. Yeah.
yeah, in the initial part, even I was scared. Like, okay, what will happen? How will it turn out? Will it be good or not? Will I be still at the same place that I am? So, for that, what I did is I tried to find peers who are at a similar position. So, throughout my journey, I used to talk to them. We used to communicate, and we
Correct.
used to like discuss our what are the problems we are facing, what are the obstacles we are getting, and through that we initially like we got the confidence, okay, that okay, we are progressing somewhere we are progressing, and okay, all of us are at the same stage only. It's not just me standing alone,
Hmm.
it's everyone. So yes, even though if you are fresher or non-fresher, it doesn't matter. You just have to show that you just have to show that eagerness of learning. You can't skip any class. You can't take the classes for granted. Like, okay, for Python, I know this, okay, this string operation, I know this concept. So, okay, today I'll just skip this class and I'll attend the next session. So that we can't like that's not what I did. Whatever maybe the topic, if it's even if I know, if even if I don't know, so I have done MCA, so like okay, I knew some of the topics I knew already, but still I was like, okay, let's see what more I'm able to learn. And
Hmm.
if during that journey, if I'm getting any more doubt, so clarifying that doubt, and that literally helped me to build that confidence. Okay, I'm asking the doubt. Okay, my doubt is correct. It is reasonable. So yes, okay, I'm learning something. Okay, that means I'm growing. So by
Got it.
doing that, by completing each and individual step, and even after that, like I remember for completing the for getting into Alma X, we have to give that final exam. Like I only cleared the exam during my last attempt. I failed all the previous attempt, so I didn't knew why.
Hmm.
I was like, I knew everything, I did everything. So why am I failing? So then I realized, okay, this is the revision part. Those are the small basic parts that I have taken for granted, that I am neglecting. So that I have to go through it again and again. So then I went to each and every topic. I gave those particular exams again. I tried to score 100%. Then finally I was able to clear the exam. I was able to get into Almax. From there, I got to know, okay, this is how I can implement my whatever the learnings, whatever the projects I have learned, and whatever the even the soft skill, how to present yourself. It's not like you have plenty of time in front of interviewer. He'll be sitting in front of you for around half an hour or listening to you. No, you just think of it as like you have just 2 minutes. So those
Hmm.
2 minutes are of yours. Just you have to leave an impression, and always be honest. Be honest with yourself. Be honest how you're learning, what you're learning. So that is the part where which I learned from Alma Mater, that have initially helped me, and finally also it helped me to land a job and to get a better career now.
Great, great, great. Thank you so much, Jitesh. One thing which I would like to understand over here, and people also they would like to hear about being comfortable with, let's say, presenting yourself, presenting your project, or when coding questions are asked, right? So what level of coding questions are there during the interview, and how people should be preparing about it? Like, do you have any insights over there, how you made yourself comfortable?
Yeah. So during so what I have realized during interview that people will not ask you any tough like coding questions. They won't ask you to do data processing, get a data, get insights and all. They will ask you something which is basic. They just want to check your logical ability. And they know that okay, you have done this program, so you are aware of all the functions that are present. They just want, they'll give you a simple question. They just want how, what is your thinking, how you're thinking. So they just want to understand that part.
Hmm.
Suppose what we have in coding, we know that we try to draw a pattern like a diamond shape, or Fibonacci, if we say Fibonacci series.
Hmm.
Similar to that, they just will ask you something like that only. They will just twist those questions to get to know what you're thinking, how you're thinking. So will you be able to think out of the box, out of what you have already learned? So that's what they are trying to understand.
Got it. So one very important thing which you have mentioned earlier also, that consistency is one thing, right?
Yes.
Be honest. That's again second thing. Consistency is super super important, right? If you keep on doing things and it takes time, you will see the result. It's not going to be like a rocket science. It has to be going through a structured process. If you go through it, if you are consistent, you will get there, right? And second part is when you face somebody, right? Don't think like an interview, right? It's a discussion where you present your thought process, whatever you have learned. You try to make sense of it and try to think from the perspective that, okay, I might not be able to solve 100%, but at least I know this is how it should be kind of approached, right? That approach has to be aligned a lot, right? That should be really important to understand. Now one thing, Jitesh, tell me, like, when you started your Almax journey, you know, and during that time, what were your highlights? Is there something you'd like to mention? Because again, here, whoever wants to, let's say, make themselves prepared for the job, right? They should understand that there are some key highlights which we also focus on. But for you, what were those key highlights? What these guys should also, work on themselves so that they make themselves comfortable.
No. So first of all, initial what I understood is that we can't decide whether we have to just prepare for data analyst or just data scientist. You should know complete. You should have a complete understanding
Mhm.
based on the profile that the company wants. They will hire you, but you should have the entire knowledge. So you can't just skip the ML part. You can't skip anything. You have to understand each and every concept. And also, so one thing I want to mention is that Excel is the last thing that I learned, because I thought Excel is what only functions, only some correlation, only functions. No need to learn anything in that. So I'll just learn one day before the interview. So now when I'm working, no, I'm realizing okay, that is something that I have done a mistake, because now majority of my project is based on Excel only. How we are presenting to the client is based on Excel only.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah, so we can't just skip anything thinking that it's a small thing. We'll learn it later. So no, you can't.
Got it. And Excel is, I would say, the most underrated tool. Okay. When
Yes.
you are learning, you will think that Excel to bus aise hi hai. I don't need to do too much, right? But when you go in company, you see whether you are ML engineer or AI engineer or anybody, right? Even after experience, Excel is going to be the majority part of it, right? You need to
Yes.
show charts over there. You will show some analysis. You will do some quick cleaning over there, right? So there are a lot of things which you can do with Excel, and people, they realize it when they start their journey. Yeah. So
Yes.
one thing now, Jitesh, as we have discussed, and all of these guys who have joined, right, they have understood things, right? One thing which I would like to now ask from you, your perspective, right? You have seen your colleagues, you have seen your batchmates also, right? What do you think? Somebody, let's say you are from, I think, MCA background, right, and
Yes.
masters you have done in computer application. So let's say somebody is from non-tech background, what they should do, which will give them confidence, and from just learning to getting hired, that jump can happen.
Okay. So what I have understood is whatever the graduation or post graduation you have done, that is completely fine. Okay, that is understandable that people who are done in IT background will have a slight edge, but that doesn't mean that people who are just trying to learn as a like who doesn't have any technical background and they are just learning, that they are not any short of anything. If you are learning, that means you are fresh in that field. You know it better than what like people who have already learned 2 3 years back. So you are, if you have confidence, you have learned, just try to improve your skill set. Yes, you are in when it comes to IT field, yes, you might be a little bit behind, but that doesn't make you any less than other candidate. Just try to learn more, upskill more. It is not much of a deal. Just you have to practice anywhere, whatever, even the smallest thing, try to practice. Practice is what one thing that will differentiate from the selected candidate towards a non-selected candidate. And also, uh, it doesn't matter how many times you practice, it will always be, think of it is as a new, it's a new thing. Okay, this is a new thing, so I have to give a fresh perspective to it. So people always welcome a fresh perspective. So even if you are a non-technical background, no, so there are chances that you'll have a different perspective from a person who is having a technical background, and that perspective might help to solve the problem easier or way better. So
Yeah.
I don't think that will matter that much. But yes, practicing on yourself is most important key that we have to take into the consideration.
Very well said, Jitesh over here. Because if you think about practice, it's about, you know, you will fail 3 times, 4 times, but you will see that you have understood things. What happens? People generally, when they start their coding from non-tech background in general, when they start coding, they write a few codes and then they think it's too tough, right? Now, no matter whether you have started today, that's why you are feeling it's tough. Any tech guy who started at day one, he also felt the same, right? So from there, he kind of got into this and tried to ensure that I am going to learn this no matter what. If I have failed, let me get into this, let me try again, keep on practicing more and more questions, similar questions to that, and you will see that you will start getting the confidence. Nothing is which is kind of like impossible over here. Everything is very much in the line. All you need to do is push towards understanding stuff, right? Not just completing, right? Understand. And when Jitesh is mentioning practice, that is what it means, right? That you are not just learning कि एक बार पढ़ लिया हो गया काम खत्म है, ऐसा नहीं है. आप जब वापस जाकर के एक बार प्रैक्टिस करते हो, जब उसको वापस से कॉन्सेप्ट को देखते हो, वापस से क्वेश्चंस लगाते हो, उस कॉन्सेप्ट को रिवाइज करते हो, then you get into the intricacies of it, behind the line of it, right? You start connecting the dots as well. This that might happen, right? When you mentioned about KB cat scenario, right? When you
Yes.
went back and tried to look at everything, you have started connecting the dots, right? You understood, okay, this is where Python, this is where machine learning, these are the small topics which should be covered and should be kept in mind, because it's all about scenario, this scenario how it will work, that scenario how that will work. That will start coming to your mind, and that gives you a very good fresh perspective at the end of it. Yeah. Okay, so here okay, so Jitesh, one more thing which I want to, now we will go more towards Q&A. Ashish here, one person is asking, I want to know how Almax makes difference between us from other who also doing this course from other institute. Okay, so Almax, how Almax makes a difference. So again, Jitesh, from your end, can you talk about little bit around Almax? Because again, I see that people are interested about it. And then I'll also give what is our thought process over there.
So one thing you have to note that getting into Alma X doesn't mean that you are getting a job like it's guaranteed. No. Alma X is again a journey. Whatever journey you have done for the past 6 to 8 months, that again has to, like you have to put more effort into that 2 to 3 months, whatever the Alma X journey is. So the effort has to be like at least 3 to 4 times than what you have given previous. The opportunities regarding the interview calls and all, you don't have to worry. You will get plenty. So, like before getting selected, I have got around, I can say I have received around five to like around 4 to 5 interview I had. I had 4 to 5 interviews. From that, around 2 to 3 on around I think two. For two, I reached the final stage, but I don't know. Maybe due to some reason I got rejected. But finally, I got selected in this company. So regarding that opportunities, there won't be any less. Elmax will give you plenty of opportunity. They will come and like I think I don't know whether if they are using Slack or not. They like once we clear into we clear the AppCat exam, we get into Elmax. We used to have a group on Slack in which they used to push notification for whatever job we are getting. Like we got this job opportunity for this. So whoever the candidate is like think that they want, they can go into it. They can just push their message that okay, I am interested, I want to. So your resume will be pushed. So you don't have to worry about the number of opportunities you are getting. But also you can't be so lenient that okay, I'll be getting at least 4 to 5. So by first interview I'll be lenient. No, in the first interview itself, you have to make sure that this is your last interview and you have to clear this anyhow. With that perspective, you have to go and tackle the interview. But yes, effort in Elmix is even more than what you have done. So it is not too much, but yeah, still consistency comes into picture.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
what I would suggest is um, see when I was preparing for this, so we didn't had this ebook option. So I used to prepare my notes. It's been like around more than 1.5 years. I still have those notes. I still go through those notes whenever I get a doubt. And I used to go to the platform you and go see the lecture. Okay, how was this happened? So I still access whatever the notes I have, the lectures, what I told, even after I have been in this job for around 1.5 year. So whatever you have learned will never go out of like scope. You have to keep on improving, keeping
Mhm.
your base intact.
Very well said. So, Almax at the end, what happens? We have segregated into three parts, right? How we understand it. The first part, as you mentioned, Jitesh, right? When it starts, you get part of a community on Slack, and that is when we start your revising things, right? Revising your resume building, your mock interviews. That's going to be your first part, because you need to have that confidence. Now, a lot of people, if they are not choosing Almax, they get job on their own. They apply for it, they get it. So it's something which is again on them. But when you join Almax, our first responsibility is to polish you, right? Ensure that you are confident for sitting in front of interviewer. There will be business communication, there will be coding practice, etc., etc., right, Jitesh? These are all the things. These are the things
Yes.
which are scheduled during your first phase. Once you get past that, then your resume starts getting shared. You will get the opportunities. Now for us, it is important that you are in Almax, you want to get a job, you are skilled candidate. We are going to bring in opportunity, like Jitesh mentioned, right? Companies are going to come in, they are going to interview our students, and if they find you as capable, it's not going to be something where you are not skilled enough and you will get hired. Almax is not like you are there and somebody will just take you without doing any interview. It's more about you are prepared. Companies will come assess you and then take you back, right? And the third part is how we have thought about is the last mile assistance, because before the interview you need certain last mile assistance, right? If you remember, Jitesh, for companies you might have some pre-mock, you might have some last minute discussion happening with the placement manager, with all the people, so that you are not nervous and you are ready to take up that next opportunity which you have got.
Yes.
Yeah. So great, guys. Great questions you guys have asked. Here, निखिल has asked, सर मैंने बीएससी एग्रीकल्चर से ग्रेजुएट हूँ और इंग्लिश स्पीकिंग कितना इंपॉर्टेंट है. So I will just begin this and then Jitesh, then you can take it up. English speaking is important, right? But it's not like you have to become a native speaker. Okay, English speaking with practice it becomes something which you will be comfortable with. आप English समझ पा रहे हो, that's the first layer. That is important to join the course. But the next part is when you are trying to speak English, it's all about again getting into that zone. So that's why we have this business communication sessions. Now we do this. Now we have started communication workshops also, right?
Oh,
So you will see that every Monday to Friday there is a communication workshop which goes on, right? So here that is something which we have understood, right? That from early on, if you start practicing, if you start engaging with people, you will become more confident. That
oh,
confidence should come where you can speak, you are communicating, and slowly it will become polished. You don't need a native speaker or very good English. Like what we are speaking also, it's something which is very easy to achieve. It's not that difficult, right? I'm sure Jitesh, just give your example as well. What, how do you think like English speaking, have you improved or you were comfortable in that? How you manage that English
yeah.
speaking?
So yes, so see, for English is just a medium of communication. So you have to present yourself in a certain way that will be a brief as well as they will understand better. They will get to know you better. But it's not like okay, if there might be some instance like if you are continuously speaking in English and there might be some point you are like okay, you are unable to explain. So you can ask the interview, okay, so this part I'm unable to explain. Is it okay if I explain in Hindi or any other language in which the interview is comfortable?
Mhm.
If he says yes or no, that is up to him. But yes, presenting yourself and presenting yourself is the most important thing because if you are not presenting yourself, the interviewer won't know what are your skill sets you carry. Like you might be good in programming, excellent coder. Yeah, you know ML, all the theories, projects. You have done excellently. But if you're not able to explain to that interviewer what you have done, what you have learned from this project, so the interviewer won't know. So for him or her, it will just be like, okay, he might have done something, but he doesn't know it. So
Yeah.
just practice, practice a little bit. Like stand in front of the mirror, try to speak to yourself only. It's not a big deal. No one is going to judge you. Even if you speak like, even my speaking is not that fluent. I say it's not that fluent. But okay, I'm trying. I know I'll try. People are understanding. Okay, I'm trying. So okay, I'll improve. It's not that I'm okay. I stay with Sashi Tharoor and I'll be fluent like him. It's not like that. But yeah, slowly I'm trying to improve myself. So that is the key. Just try to improve. Don't think of yourself like you're lagging behind just because you're coming from like a state from where you have suppose you have studied in state board and their English is not a major subject which you have focused on. So just try to improve yourself, speak with yourself. So it will be easy. It's not that big a deal. It's just a way of communication, just like any other language.
Yeah, yeah. Very well said here, Jitesh. It's like English is to communicate something, and nobody will expect you like a very pro level English speaker. If you are able to speak slowly, if you are able to kind of practice through certain time, you will see yourself getting confident. Okay, it's not going to be tough as your coding English learning and practice. It's just that you have to get past that shy wala thing, right? People are generally afraid about what people you know people who is listening to me will understand or kind of judge me, or that judge wala part दिमाग से निकाल दीजिए, आपको दिखेगा कि everything else is very smooth. You will be able to speak, right? If you're able to hear and understand, you will be able to speak. But just you need to get past that kind of sinus, and you have to get out of that cell. All right. So enough, lot of questions with this, and thank you so much for answering all these. There is one question which I want, because you mentioned about career gap also, right? That is going to be one question which I want to talk about, and how, like, do you look at it? Is it something which is asked in interviews or very difficult to kind of crack if you have career gap? How do you see that?
Yeah, see, obviously, if you have a career gap, interviewer will definitely ask. They will point out why is this happened? What were you doing during that phase? So you should have an answer. You should be answering that, okay, during this period, I was like, in my case, I was preparing for defense exam. So even for defense exam, and I cleared Like I cleared Air Force exam twice, but due to some medical reason, I was not able to get selected. Similar to that, you should have a justification. Like that justification should be proper. Okay, the interviewer will know. Okay, you are not just sitting there passing your time. You are doing something with that time. So you just have to provide that justification, and that you can. I think in Almax also they try to teach you like how to justify if you have a gap, how to justify that, how can you justify it better. So they will teach in Alma Better as well. Alma X in that program they teaches us.
Correct, correct, correct. Yep. So here, see, career gap again, it's not something should be make or break for your life, right? You have career gap. Does it mean that you should not now do anything? You should just sit down and just say कि अब तो कुछ नहीं हो पाएगा. ऐसा तो नहीं होगा, right? It will always be like कि ठीक है, you had a career gap, you had certain issues at that point. कोई जो है ना जानबूझ के ये नहीं करता है, ठीक है? Always there must be some situation because of that that gap has happened, and it's always like that, right? कभी भी ऐसा नहीं हुआ कि people are just leaving it out, 3 साल के लिए कुछ नहीं किया and then suddenly that person came back. Always there is a health issue, or you are trying to get into other field or something around that, right? So it's all about at the end, how do you talk about it, how do you justify it, and how do you show it as a positive part which you have learned. Because anything which you have done, if you have prepared for any job, no matter if you have failed, it does not mean that you have not learned something, right? You have not learned something, that is not how you project yourself up. Failure is always something which will come in your life. इंटरव्यूअर को भी कभी ना कभी फेलियर आया है, आपको भी आया है. इट्स नॉट लाइक that person has always seen the success. So that person will understand कि although you have failed, but you have learned certain things which will be helpful for your life, right? Like I see people who have let's say prepared for UPSC. One thing which I always tell them, that during those years it requires lot of sitting, lot of mental bandwidth which you put in to learn so many things, right? You present that as it is. During that time I was learning, and what I have learned is I can stay focused for like more than 6 7 hours, right? That is one of the things which you have learned. So you have done it, you could not clear it, but your takeaways from that particular time is this, and now you want to get into data science field where you will be able to contribute like this. So there is one session separately we did for career gap itself. I think people are again asking this next session, we will try to do it on career gap. But here one thing is always for sure, that you talk about your time honestly, that what did you do at that time, then what learning you got from that time, and right now what you are doing to get into this field. इतना तीन चीजें आप बताइए, you will see everything else will come in picture, right? You have to be first confident and positive. अगर वहां पे क्वेश्चन जब पूछ रहे हैं, and if you yourself show as negative, then you will see कि इंटरव्यूअर समझ जाएगा कि ठीक है, मतलब आप खुद ही नेगेटिव हो, खुद ही कॉन्फिडेंट नहीं हो, that will not come out. You embrace that कि I had a career gap, but now I'm trying to get into this field. That is how your thought process should be, I believe. uh, Tanvi, that is something which you have asked, right? It will come to you, it will come to you later. So abhi ke liye just itna samajhiye ki don't be negative about it, be positive. You will be able to answer career gap. Just say that you wanted to take that decision, you took that, you prepared for it, you learned something, and now here you want to get into data science field. As simple as that can be. Great. Now, Jitesh, one question apart from all this, let's take it to a different side of it. And this can be last question also. What do you think about AI? Right now, AI, it's getting into the data science field, right? Do you think it will, take up the jobs, or how do you think this whole, integration of AI in industry is?
Yeah. So see, when I was also preparing that this AI doubt was there,
Mhm,
but my aim was like, see, AI is something that is not in my hands currently. What is
mhm,
in my hands to prepare to clear Alma better, to prepare for the interview, to get a job. That is in my hands, so I'll prepare for that. So keeping that in mind, I prepared. Okay, AI will be there. AI is there in previous also, like previous era also, we have seen that okay, machines have replaced worker in factories. So this development will obviously keep on going. But also you have to learn that AI is working, but the result that AI is providing you, that result you can't directly just give it to the client, or you just can't project it. There will be certain modifications you have to do to that result as well.
Yeah.
So for that, they need someone with that technical knowledge as well as that market knowledge. So okay, AI will help you. Don't think of as don't think it of as an enemy, but think like it is something that is there to help you.
Yeah.
So yeah, keep on like evolving yourself. Don't stop. Even if you're getting a job, don't stop yourself from learning. Whenever if at any instance you are thinking that okay, I have learned enough, and from now onwards I don't have to learn, then surely you are replaceable.
Yeah. Yeah. Correct. Yes, exactly. That is what my thought would be, Jitesh. So, a lot of people, they think as AI will come and replace their job, right? Now, AI is not going to be there as an enemy, right? It's something as a tool which has come, which will help your job to be done better, right? You will become more efficient for sure. Right now, nobody will say that I am not using AI or Chat GPT for email writing. Email writing has become so simple. You just put it out there and it will give you email. Right from there, to analytics, everywhere it is being used, right? Any error in code you get, you ask chat gpt, right? All of those things will happen. Now, it's not going to be something which will come and solve all the problems. This whole world is there for the humans, right? Products are being built for the humans. Now, if you think that anything can go out without the intervention of human, it's not going to be there. There will be different types of roles. There will be a different requirement, different way of taking things forward, the process of working on a project. So AI is something you should know how to use, not thinking about that later it is going to replace it. Now, this is where, Jitesh, I'm going to end this. I have taken a lot of time of yours. Go enjoy your weekend. Thank you so much for taking out of your time. And I'm 100% sure that everybody here, they have learned a lot of things from you, understood that it's not something which you have to, like, if you start thinking that if you want to get into this field, take that decision, get into it, spend time, be consistent, and you will see the result at the end, right? That is what we wanted to have as a discussion. And thank you so much for presenting your thoughts with this.
It was extremely my pleasure. Thank you so much. As I can
And all
still
of you guys,
remember,
all,
I was in the other side of the seat. So I'm really glad that I'm able to present my experience.
and that's how it goes with this. If you start, so whenever you reach there, you start sharing with community, it becomes something which lot of next generation will hear from you, understand things, make their mindset like that, and make their choice as per their requirement. If they want to become one, they can take it forward accordingly. Thank you so much, Jitesh, and give a quick clap for Jitesh. All of you guys, give a quick thumbs up. Thank you so much, Jitesh. Thank you so much for
Thank you.
on behalf
Thank you
of
so
everyone. I'm also saying thank you to you. Take care. Enjoy your weekend.
Thank you so
Thank you, Jitesh. Take care. Bye bye.
much.
All right, guys. So this was Jitesh for you. I hope you guys have understood the crux of things which he wanted to mention. There is one question which you would like to address, and then after that, admission counselor will be joining, talking about the nitty gritties and nuances of program. If anybody is interested, if you want to discuss with admission counselor, you can take it forward. Or if you want to get the counseling, because the person who is going to join, he will have a lot of experience in giving a direction, right? If you have certain question on your career, etc., etc., no matter whether you want to go ahead with the course or not, but towards your career, if you want to get some counseling, that person will be connecting with you and giving you the right direction. Now, question is interesting here. Avilas has asked, how can a break of 2 years after 4 years of experience in data analytics affect finding interviews? I still feel like a fresher. What roadmap I can focus? See, Avilas, here, now it depends upon the 4 years of experience which you have, bro. I'll not give the exact answer, but I'll give you the right questions to ask to yourself. Okay, that is what I'm going to give you. First thing is, for if you have the years of experience in data analytics, you know how data analysis as a work is being done, right? What all things you know already, where you need more understanding, right? So if you want to get yourself as you know, good at, maybe you had 2 years of gap, you were doing certain other things, you might have missed those tools already. So you should be first focusing on what do you not know, right? Where you are not confident. Build that confidence first. After that, when you are finding the job, when you are putting it out there, work on certain projects, right? It's not like your experience, during your experience you have worked on project, but now to stand out your resume, you have to include certain more projects where you have used those tools, because you have certain understanding. It's not about if you go and learn Python SQL, you do it from scratch. You can do, what you can do is pick some project, work on it, and you will become confident about it. And then after that, you can further start applying. So working on project is something which is going to help you in gap, kind of maintaining or bridging that gap which you had in 2 years. That is what you can do. Now one more thing which you can do is explore here. If you want to look data science as a career for long term, go with some degree side, go with something which will give you a long term learning experience and everything, that you cover end to end, because now you have 4 years of experience. You can take a next leap now. Don't think like a fresher, right? You think that that 4 years of experience with certain credentials which stands out, you will see that you will have a better job opportunity with a better package, right? So that is what your thought process should be. I hope I am able to give you a direction. Just ask first the questions that, okay, in data analytics field, these are the things which is happening in data science. Where do I miss and how do I plug those? Is working on projects. Work on project, add those in resume, further start applying, get the job. That is going to be the process. Otherwise, if you get some credentials to your now to yourself, it will be easier for you to get or retain your 4 years of experience, get into the industry with a good package. That is what my answer. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you so much. That is something which I wanted to mention from my end. Now, as I mentioned, Pratiksha is going to join on stage, and Pratiksha is here, senior admission counselor. She will be having discussion with all of you guys. Please ask your questions. Please get your doubts resolved, because Pratiksha can answer whatever you had in terms of your career, in terms of your gaps, in terms of your interest with the curriculum or course, or any further question which you have. Thank you so much, Pratiksha, for joining.
Hi,
Thank you so much
Alok.
for
Yeah.
taking out of
How
your
are
time.
you?
Over to you. I'm doing really well. How are you doing?
Good. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Pratiksha. So stage is all yours. I'm going to now take myself out of the stage. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you so much, guys. Enjoy your weekend. Take care. Bye bye.
Thank you. Thank you, Alok. So, hi everyone. My name is Pratiksha, and I am here senior admission counselor in Alma Beta. So today we are going to discuss about the courses and the certification and the master's degree program, and we'll discuss about in detail, right? So I will going to show you about the dashboard, how student dashboard look like once you join the course. So whatever queries you have related to the courses, you can ask in the chat box. Apart, you can book one-on-one counseling session with me where regarding your experience, if you are a fresher, if you are confused which course is good for you, you can book a counseling session with me one-on-one. Apart here, I'm going to discuss in general where we are going to have a detailed discussion about both the courses. If you are looking for a data science program or if you are looking for a web development. Yeah. So let's just quickly start. So I'm going to show you different profiles where I just tell you that how Alma Beta is different with different institutes. I hope someone have asked as well for the same question. So here I'm going to explain you in detail. So I hope my screen is visible to you all. So let's just quickly start. So let's talk about Alma Beta, how it is different from other institutes, right? So here Alma Beta is providing two courses. One is data science program, other one is web development program. So here we provide a job guarantee. Yes, you heard it really well. So we provide a job guarantee where if you are planning to learn our course, you will be getting a job guarantee from our side, right? And it's 100% assurance that we give. And in the middle of the course, you are allowed to sit into the placements. So how it works basically? So once you're done with the like in total, we teach 6 module, that is like basics to the professional. And once you're done with the program, so we are going to give you the job placements, right? Then like in the fourth module, once you complete the fourth module, there is an option to sit into the placements. So in till fourth module, you will going to learn the basic part, and apart from it, you will be going to learn for the, like you can say, the advanced part. So if someone is looking for a hurry in the job, if someone is looking purely for the job, like if you are not working currently and you have a rush that I need a job early as possible, so this is a very good opportunity that you are having an option to sit into the placement just after completion of fourth module. Yeah. Then here we have a small batches. You will be going to learn in groups. You will be going to do capstone projects in team, and then you will be getting ready for the jobs. So here, Alma Beta provides 100% live sessions. Basically, like in case if you missed any sessions, you will be having a recorded classes with you as well. Apart from it, like this recorded session will be with you till lifetime. So that is the best part. For example, if I am planning to switch my job in future, right? So currently I have done my course of data scientist, for example, and I got a job as a data analytics, but now I want to plan my job as a machine learning engineer. So I have an option. I do not to take any other course. I just go through my like content, and then I will well prepared and I can give the interview. Yeah, so this is the best part, you can say. Then we do have a daily doubt resolving session where you have an option to have a live support daily from morning 12 to 7 p.m. And after it, because we have our regular session, so our classes will be in the evening only. It starts from 8 to 10:30 p.m. And the doubt solving will be Monday to Saturday. And along with that, we do have a one-on-one mentorship session. So if you want any career guidance, if you want any job preparation, everything is there on your dashboard. Yeah. And later on, I'm going to show you how you utilize the thing. And after attending every session, you have an option that you will be having the coding problems and the assessment, where you will be going to practice all the things. Then we have a mock interviews. We have a coaches where they are going to like tell you how you need to perform in the interviews. And again, this is a 100% job guarantee program, where we are having 700 plus hiring partner with us. Then we do have live lectures that I mentioned. So basically, we work on three skill set of yours, where we are having live lectures, we have projects, we have group discussion, we have one-on-one mentorship. We have a guest lectures with IIT Guwahati professionals. You will be like participating in alumni group. You will be working on live projects if you are a part of our master's degree program. So this is how it works. So your journey is like we are covering everything from scratch to the professional level. If someone is coming from non-IT background as well, without any coding background, so definitely you will like learn a lot of things. Any doubts, any questions, guys, you can like write it down in the chat box. At the end, I'm going to answer all your queries. So these are our hiring partners. Like our major hiring partner is Amazon, but we do have the other partners. We have Myntra, we have Novartis, we have Accenture, we have KPMG. So you can see there are a lot of companies that we are collaborated with. I hope it is visible on my screen. So these are the companies that we are collaboration with, where our package is going to start from 5 LPA and our average is 8 to 9 LPA if you are planning for certification course. Because in certification course, you only learn like the basic part, where we are covering 6 modules in total. And if you are planning for a degree program, so the full-fledged course for 12 months is there, where you will be getting a better chance of getting selected. Plus, the salary package is higher. Third one is the designation will be the best. So this is the package. If you are planning to enroll in Alpha Beta, so our average package for the certification course is 8 to 9 LP. And if you are planning for a degree course, it will be more than that. It will be above 10 only. Then it will be reflect like between 14 to 15 LP as a fresher. Then you can meet our instructors and mentors. So here we have a data science professionals who are going to teach you. We have our co-founder Alok is also a trainer over here. Then we do have like the guest lectures from IIT Guwahati professionals. So here you will be going to learn from expertise. Then these are our success stories. So here Alma Better have successfully placed 781 members from Alma Better from the learning team. So basically here the people who joined last year, I'm just going to tell you about the last year's stats. So our placement ratio is 95% out of 100. So can you see, if you are not that much good in coding, still you are getting a placement, and that is again like above 5 LP. So if you are planning as a, like if you want to become a data analytics data scientist, so everything you don't need to have a second thought in your mind, because everything we are covering from scratch. I hope you have just had a word where he has shared his story and he told you right everything in detail. So basically, if you have a right skill set, companies doesn't look at which degree you are coming from. I have one more example. Like we have a one lady, she got like 3 years gap, and she is coming from a BCom background, right? She also got placement of 17 LP as a fresher. So there are number of examples that we are going to have with us, where people who are coming from non-IT as well, they are also get placement in the companies. And about the salary package, that depends upon person to person. Like if someone is getting 6 LPA in the same batch, the people are getting 8 to 9 LPA as well. Yeah. So that totally depends upon your skill set. Guys, any doubt, any concerns, apart will going to move ahead, and I'm going to show you how student dashboard will look like. Any questions for me? Okay, someone have asked. Any questions, guys? See, for a fresher, basically, like it is not like for the freshers, you will not get a good package. It depends upon person to person. As I mentioned, we have a several examples with us where if you are coming from non-IT background, but if you have a really good skill set, definitely you will do wonders. So it depends. If you are like our basic is 5 LP, but if you have a good skill set and if you're performing really well, so there will be a ranking as well that we call API rankings. So according to API rankings, definitely your package will be little higher as well. So it depends upon person to person. Any other questions, guys? Apart will move going to head resume is stronger line just after the completion of the course. Yeah. So basically here, once you complete the 6 months of the journey, so we have a Alma-X training of 6 to 7 weeks where you need to dedicate your time over there, where we are going to prepare you for resume building. We are going to help you for your LinkedIn profile. For example, if you have already your resume or your LinkedIn profile, still will make will add some keywords, will tell you if the job requirement is something else, so how you need to change your keywords. So majorly what happen is, generally what people do, if you have ever realized, we make one resume, we shared with every company the same resume, we never see that what is the exactly requirement of the company, right? So here we'll tell you that in detail. If you are applying in any company, so you need to check their keywords, like what exactly the requirement is, and according to that you need to modify your resume. So this is the, you can say, a part that is really important. I hope like not most of the people, because the learners who joined Alma Beta, what we have seen is they used to apply the same resume to every company, right? That's the reason people not get much response from the companies. So here you will be getting all the things in details. Yeah. Any other questions, guys? Any other questions? So for resume and for the there is no delay, I can say. So like you can say it is a 5 to 6 weeks journey where it takes, and you need to like sit in that, and then you will be getting interviews, because we ask for the location, will tell you the salary package, we share you the job description in advance. So you will be having everything in your hand, where you will decide if you're comfortable on the salary package, then your resume will, like we will going to share with the company's HR, and then the process will going to start. So everything will share you priorly only. What are the companies that I can target after success? See, there every time the companies are different. I cannot promise you that these are, we have a 700 partners in total, right? So just think, like for example, if I talk about any company, maybe that company is hiring right now, but after 6 months they are not hiring. So whenever there will be a lot of companies, like if I talk you about particular about Amazon. So Amazon is a company that they majorly hires, right? So every time in every batch there will be a different set of companies that they are hiring. So we have a mixture of companies where it will be you can say uh, MNCs, we have a mid-level MNCs, we do have a startup, so it depends actually. But we have a number of companies where you will able to see. I'm going to show you how it works as well. So here from the job portal, even you have an option to apply, right? So on a dashboard there is a option, if someone is enrolled in Alma Better already, they know about the job board. From there as well you can apply for a jobs. So you will able to see that what are the jobs openings are there. With that is very transparent actually. Any other questions, guys? Apart, will move ahead and I'm going to show you about the you can say complete dashboard of the student. Any questions related to the job, related to the course curriculum, anything? Yes, no? Can I get a thumbs up? Okay, Rohit, your course is about to. Okay, I guess I have missed your question. Let me check. Yeah. See, for Rohit, you can raise a ticket from the dashboard, right? And where you will like the concerned person will connect you on this, and there will be a person who is going to guide you, and they will help you for your query. Yeah, thank you, Rohit. So let's just quickly start with the discussion. So I'm going to show you the dashboard, how it look like. So just give me a minute and you will able to see my screen again, and then I'm going to show you how it works. Yeah. So this is a student dashboard where like once you join the course, so you will able to see the dashboard like this. And here, as I mentioned, so today the class is totally for data science and AI. But yes, if someone is planning for software developer as well, the same dashboard is there. It's just the topics are changed, right? So here, this is particularly about the certification course. If you are planning to for a master's degree as well, so for master's degree, we'll tell you that how we differentiate the master's degree. What if someone is confused, which course to choose, either master's or a certification, right? So this is how your dashboard look like. So here, can you see the tabs: home, learn, classroom, practice, projects? So here the learning tab is there, where if someone wants to do this course early, so yes, this option is also possible. If I joined a course but I want to wind up my course within a fourth month, so as I mentioned, Alma Beta provides 100% live sessions, but with live session this is not possible. If someone wants to want this course to finish little early, you have an option to have like you can do this course with the only with the recorded session, where you can do this course little early within a 4 months or a 3 months. It is your choice. So here all the you can say that in the learning tab you will be having complete recordings of the all modules, from where you will get and you can complete the course. Then this is the classroom tab. In this classroom tab, you will be having your live session schedule. For example, you will be having for example, if you are having any live sessions, you will able to learn live. And if in case if you missed any session, so you will be having a recorded sessions with you. So here, can you see we do have a two types of recording. One is in the learning tab. This is a previous batch recordings, and this is in the classroom tab. You have a recordings where which class you are like in a batch you are learning. Their recording is there. Any doubt, guys? Any concerns? Yes, no? Then we do have a practice session. This is a practice sessions where after every live sessions you have a practice where you can just like resolve. There are so many, 133 in total. So there is a level as well, easy, hard, according to you can say the modules, the structure has been designed. Yeah. Then we do have a supplementary courses. If someone wants to learn in very depth, you have an option to learn that. Then we do have this coding assessments where you will able to like solve this. And then we do have a quiz assessment. So here in, if you have heard about the mock test, so every company before hiring you, they just have a mock test. So there, here we have a sample test over there, like this is for Adobe, then we have for HCL, we have for IBM, Accenture. There are a lot of companies mock test over there. Yeah. Then these are the projects. So 26 capstone projects are there, but six projects will be the compulsory and certification course that you need to do after every module, because total there will be a six module starting with Python, then we have SQL, Power BI, Tableau, machine learning, and then we have generative AI. So this is the six, like the total will be six modules that we are teaching you in the course. So total six projects that you need to make, but total here it will be a 26. So you have an option if you are doing more project, that is like will give you advantage, because as we have always heard from our childhood that practice makes a man perfect. So definitely if you are doing more projects, that will be really helpful for you guys. Yeah. Then this is a career option, so you can see that I haven't done anything, so that's why it is showing zero. So whenever you are attending your live session, so or you are doing this practice session, so for example if you are learning only but you're not attending any practice paper, so this progress will remain zero, it will not go up, because here in Alma Beta we don't have any attendance criteria, right? So if you're not taking any live sessions but you are just doing it with recording and you are doing this practice, so this progress will like go up. And as I mentioned, after fourth module you have an option to sit into the placement. Yeah. So we have at the end we do have one exam that we call AVCAT exam, where you need to score at least 60% and to like we allow you to sit into the placement. And that test is not very tough. If someone have asked in the chat box that test is tough, see, it depends upon person to person, right? If you have studied well, definitely it will not be tough for you. But yeah, if you haven't studied, so definitely you will find a problem in that. Apart for the master student, if you are a degree holder in Alma Beta and if you have taken a degree program, so no need to give this test. This is not there for that people. Okay, you can directly do the four module and then you will directly able to sit into the placements. Then these are our mentorship sessions where you will be having an option to talk to a data science professional one-on-one regarding interview guidance, job counseling, resume building, academic counseling. It depends upon you. So if you want to book that, you can book one-on-one session. It totally like in your hand. Then this is was the interesting part that I was talking about. So this is the job portal. From here even you can apply for a job. So here you can just mention your location, your job type, which location you are from, like you want a remote work from home option, on site is work from office, and a hybrid, that where you go to the office 2 or 3 days in a week. Then you will be having a data scientist or a web development. Then we have a permanent or an internship if someone is looking for an internship. So you can go ahead and take an internship as well. So here you will be finding out a number of jobs. Let me check. It is not visible. Just allow me a minute. I guess the network issues are there. So here you will see a number of jobs where like this is very transparent. If someone wants to apply a job from here, you can apply. So here you will be getting around you can say 5,000 plus jobs. I can share this link, and if you want to explore this, we can just explore later on. So can you see there will be a data center technician manager job available in Microsoft. So here there are number of jobs available. So let's select the data science domain. So here it shows only for the data scientist. So this job is there. This portal you will get access on very first day when you are joining the course. So everything will be transparent. Can you see it will be for data science? I have selected this data science, so that is why it is showing 3114. If I select any, so like the mixed combination, it is more than 5,000. Yeah. So there are number of jobs available. It is not like some people have a mindset. I hope someone like if you are coming from non IT to IT, so आपने सुना होगा, it's very common, like the in IT there will be a recession and all, right? So that is totally like, see, recession is everywhere in every, you can say, field. It depends upon you. If you are purely skilled, so definitely you will get a job. Yeah. Then we do have a live support. As I mentioned, we do have one-on-one live support. For example, I missed session, but I am watching a recording, right? I am watching a recording from here, and I got a doubt. Now my class will not be having today. So in that case, shall I wait for the next class to happen? No. Like the answer is no. So here you have an option to select help option. Here the live support is there, where the trainers are available from 12 p.m. to 7 p.m. from Monday to Saturday, except Sundays, where you can solve your doubt live. That is again one on one. So you don't need to wait the live session to happen and then you will resolve your doubts. This is all about the student dashboard, guys. Any doubts, any concerns regarding this, you can ask your queries in the chat box. Any doubts? Yes, no? Okay. I hope all the things are clear to you guys. So this is all about the dashboard, guys. If you're joining, if you're planning to join Alma Better, so this is the dashboard, how it look like. I have shared you. You can see the number of things that we are providing, and that is like this recorded access will be with you till the lifetime. Yeah. So, anyone, any questions related to the like the courses, the certification course? So let me just give you a little brief about our courses. So we have two courses. One is web development, other one is data science program, right? So in data science or in a web development, we have two categories of courses. One is for the certification course. We suggest certification course for the people who are undergraduate, who have just passed out, or the people who have already done the masters previously. So you can go ahead and do a certification course, right? We suggest a master plan if you are having a gap year, if you have a gap years more than 24 months in your resume, or else you haven't done any masters till now. In that case, we suggest to go with our master's degree program because that will be helpful for you. Now the confusion creates over here, like if I am coming from a non-IT background, will I able to do the masters? Definitely yes, you will able to do the masters. Now here the point is you need to understand which course is good for you. So as I mentioned, if you are undergraduate, if you don't have any gap years, then you can opt for a certification course. So basically for entire 6 months, our journey remains the same. Either you choose master's degree or you choose a certification course, right? For entire 6 months, it remains the same. After 6 months, 5 months course addition will be added in the master's degree program, right? If you're choosing a master's, then the salary package is more. You will be getting a better designation. And if you're choosing a certification, so you will be getting like you will be starting your job from the scratch. That is from the analytics part. Now if I like tell you about the job guarantee, so in both the programs we do have a job guarantee. Either you choose certification, either you choose a master's degree. Yeah, I hope I have clear your doubts. If someone wants to book any like a counseling session with me, so I have dropped my number in the chat box. My name is Pratiksha. I am here in Alma Better. Past 2 years I am working as a senior counselor over here. If someone wants to book any like according to your preferable time. You can just, I'm working from morning 10 a.m. till night 8:30 p.m. So in between, whenever you get time, if you want to book your counseling session one on one, you can just call me. This is my calling number and the WhatsApp number too, where you can have a interaction, because here I can just tell you in a general way, right? But if you are particularly booking your session with me one on one, so I can just guide you every stage, whatever, like according to your interest, according to your budget. And the third one is according to your requirements, so I can just tell you which course is suitable according to your profile. Rest, anything, any doubts, guys, any questions for me? If you want to ask, you can write it down in the chat box. Yes, no. I hope I have cleared all the doubts of yours. But still, if someone have any queries, you can just ask me in the chat box. I have shared my number. If you don't want to ask right now, if you want to have a personal conversation one on one, you can just go on the number and you can just message me. Hi, I will reply you on that. You can just book one on one session with me. Yeah. So now we have a good, like a very good surprise for you all. If someone is planning to join our course, so this special surprise is for the people who have joined this masterclass. So we are just offering you a straight away 20% discount, where you can use this code and you can just book your seats quickly. We have our upcoming batch starting on coming Tuesday for data scientists, and for this web development, we are coming upcoming batch on Friday. So if you are planning, you can just use this code and you can directly enroll in the course. This mang20, you can use this code and you can avail 20% discount straight away. I have completed my master's in humanities. I want to switch my career. I am enrolled in iconic data science course. Yeah, definitely. See, if you are planning, like you have already enrolled for this iconic plan in data scientist, so there the advantage is you are getting a like a certification from IIT Guwahati, right? So majorly understand one thing. If you are coming from any of the background, if you are doing your job, if you are doing your skill set perfectly, definitely you will be getting a better job. Doesn't matter if you have enrolled in a premium program. I have just told you the programs. If someone is planning for the program, like which course is suitable for you, it's a optional. If you have already taken the iconic plan, you just continue with your skill set. If your skill set is good, definitely you will be landed with a good job. And we have a ample of opportunities right now, where you will be getting a very great package, and the package is decided by your skills only. Doesn't matter if you opted for masters, you are not doing nothing, and still if you are wondering you will get the job, definitely no, you will not get the job. Skill set matters. I hope I have answered your queries. Any other doubt, guys? Any questions for me? Okay. I hope everyone's doubts are clear. Sure, if someone have any doubts still, if you want to book a session, you can have a one-on-one conversation. I have dropped my number in the chat box already. So thank you so much everyone for joining this session. I hope the little information from our side will be really, really helpful for your career to decide which program you want to go with. And thank you for your time. And again, happy weekends. And I'm going to share one form with you, where if you are interested in Alma Better courses, so you can just fill up the form and our team is going to get back to you. Thank you so much everyone for joining this session. If anyone have any questions still, you can write it down in the session, in the chat box. I'm there to answer. If not, you can just quickly have a quick it just take 2 minutes to fill up the form, and our counseling team is going to reach out to you for the same. Any questions, guys? If not, thank you so much again for joining. Thank you, guys. Happy weekend.